we good? Are we going? Okay. Right. Okay. Just ensure that we're going. Alright, we're up and running. So yesterday we were working on some Jett mechanics, specifically her updraft ability, her falling float mechanic, which we still haven't completely finished. Sometimes it seems like the float persists, which is weird, so we'll need to look into that. But also a viewer, Vorcryptex, we also hooked up the models and the animations that he created, which look great. And today he sent me the side dashes, I think the back dash, and maybe another animation. So first thing we're gonna do is set that up. So yep, let's get started by importing some of the animations he sent me. So let me grab them. It's not here. Okay. So he also created an animation for the smoke throw. So I'm just gonna download some of these animations. Download. And then animation for smoke grenade back to weapon and a smoke grenade throw. Okay. Wow. Awesome. So I have them downloaded. Let me add them to our animations. So just say smoke grenade. Okay, there's smoke grenade. Jett left dash. Jett backward dash. Jett right dash. Okay, so those are the animations, and I'll rename this one to Jett forward dash because it is the forward dash. And I'll make another folder for animations. I'll say Jett, and then put all the Jett related things under here. So also fix the spelling on these. Grenade. Okay. Grenade. Grenade throw. Okay. So now that we have those, let's go to our animation controller and just drag and drop some of these. So I'll just say, do I just drag and drop for back animation? I'll rename it to backward dash, right? So we have our forward dash, left dash, so I'll rename this to left dash. Is there a way I can, let's do dashes up here, left dash, and then right dash. So this one is right dash. Okay, So now we have those in, we have the names correct, and smoke grenade throw. So I'll say smoke throw. I'll just name it smoke throw, and then smoke throw weapon, back to weapon, which I will look at this. What does this actually look like? So if there's some preview model, is there something I can look at to see what this animation looks like? Materials. Well, let's hook up these dash ones first, and then we'll hook up the smoke ones. So we added the dash ones, forward dash, and then yesterday we created this Jett animation controller. So I'll say play forward dash animation, void play left dash, or I'll just go clockwise, right dash animation, and then arms animator. I'm assuming these animations are at the same speed, so left dash or right dash, void play backward dash animation, arms animator dot speed equals 4, arms animator dot play, and then we'll call this backward dash. Okay, and then one more for the left dash, arms animator dot speed equals 4, arms animator dot play, and then we'll say left dash. Okay, so now that we have those, we can go back to our Jett controller, and where we're saying on start dash, we'll accept a handle dash. It says on start dash. Where do we figure out? Oh yeah, play dash particles. Okay. So let's make a new function, say play dash animation, and then we'll also use the input vector like we do here, which actually I want to see, because I don't want to have to, I just want to have this these if statements, so, and I want them to be identical. So play dash, I'll just say call it play dash, okay. Okay, so here we know that Jett animation controller dot play forward dash animation, Jett animation controller play backward dash animation, Jett animation controller dot play right dash animation, and then we'll finish it off with the left. And I guess there's this last default case, which I'm not entirely sure. I think it's when there's no input. This will be left. No, okay. Semicolon, and then we'll play the forward. Play forward dash animation. Okay, so now if we go to the game, there's the back, okay, that's great. Those are great animations right there. That's pretty sick. Oh man, look at that back. Boom, boom, boom. It looks so good. It looks so good. These animations in the model are done by a viewer and someone who's collabing with me. And his name is Vorcryptex, and he's doing amazing work, like absolutely stunning. So, okay, that looks amazing. So let me see, do I need to apply? Okay, so I updated the controller script. Oops, nope. Let me just save this and get status, get add. Dash animations for direction. Okay. Now let's hook up the smoke animation. So let's go back into the Jett animation controller, and what did I call them? Smoke throw back to weapon. Okay, so yeah, I guess you do need two separate animations. One for when she points her gun hand, and then when she pulls it back, and then you do the weapon equip. Okay, that makes sense. So let's say public void play smoke throw animation arms animator dot speed. I'll just set it at 4 for now. Arms animator dot play, and then I'll say throw smoke, right? Is that what I call smoke throw? Let me change this to throw smoke, actually. Throw smoke. And then this one to throw smoke back to weapon. And then let me actually just rename these two. So throw smoke. Throw smoke. Whoa. Okay, smoke grenade, throw smoke. Throw smoke back to weapon. And then for these guys, I can just get rid of the Jett because we're under a Jett folder anyways. Jett forward dash animation. Left dash. And then a right dash. Okay. So throw smoke and throw smoke back to weapon are the animations. So play throw smoke. And then another public void play throw smoke back to weapon. And then let's just set the speed at 4. Arms animator dot play throw smoke back to weapon. Okay, so in our Jett controller, if we go under the smokes region, say we see that we have a throw smokes function, and here we can actually say arms or what is it, Jett animation controller dot play throw smoke animation. And then we have a pull out gun here. So is there a way that I can, I mean, I could do a coroutine, right? So I enumerator, I think, and then throwing smoke and then I can say yield return new coroutine or something. Yield wait, or no, yield wait for new wait for a second. And then I can say what is Jett stats dot smoke delay seconds, right? So smoke delay seconds. So I'll first play Jett animation controller. And then I will do these last times. I'll say, can I say play smoke end transition, and then yield return smoke delay seconds, player weapon dot pull out gun. Right, okay. And instead of calling this, I'll say start coroutine, and then we'll do a play smoke and transition, and then call that. And then let's see what that looks like. Okay. Oh, okay. So the gun is out, but I can't see it. What is going on there? Oh, the animation probably affects. That looks pretty good though. Man, how animations make things look so much better. It's crazy. So I need to understand why I need to figure out why when I do that animation, why it's actually moving my guy. So let's see. And then can I bring up this animation? Does this not have any? I don't actually know how to view this animation, but it seems like it's changing the rotation of, or either the rotation. Let's take a look. Relative to, so arms, that's fine. So my main camera, Jett arms. So let's see. Those are the default values, right? Okay. So what is this? So here's my X rotation. What is changing? Let's see. That's the same. Whoa. Maybe it's our master weapon. Yeah, it looks like it's changing the master weapon, but it's not resetting it. And I wonder if it's because of this specific animation. Let's see. So if I don't do that animation, it's still doing it. So maybe it's because this throwing animation. So if I uncomment that out and I come up here and say play throw smoke animation. Nope. I wonder what is going on then. Let's see. What if I don't play any animation? All right. So neither of these. I say Okay, so I think one of those these animations are both setting the rotation pull-out gun set active is just throwing smoke end. So I need to play after this. I need to say Jett animation controller dot pull or weapon equip, play weapon equip animation, and then I think that'll make it show up. So I have that. Yeah, there we go. Looks great. That looks amazing. Okay, I may clean up some of this code so it's a little more readable. But it looks great. Yeah, that looks fine. That was weird. I was like, that. Well, that's a little bug, but that's fine, whatever. And so, yeah, it's like I'm playing the weapon equip animation, not playing the dash one. We'll worry about that later. Okay, well, I'll come here. Overrides, no overrides, right? Because it was just code changes. Okay, play smoke and transition. So that pull out gun. I mean, that's fine. I'm gonna commit this and git so we don't lose it. This. Okay, and then I'll say smoke animations. All right, cool. Next. So yesterday we set up the updraft, and updraft was fine, right? But floating was a little weird because it doesn't completely reset. Like for some reason my code thinks I'm still falling when I'm going up. So I'm gonna try to debug this issue. Okay. Man, it looks so good. Okay. So let's go into our controller, Jett controller, where I was doing the handle is falling. I think this is where our issue is. For some reason, is falling is true when I'm actually moving up. So I need to think. How do I detect when we are actually falling? And how come this isn't working? Right? Because jump velocity Y, if the current jump velocity is less than the last jump velocity Y, that means you're falling. Right? I think so. Okay. So here's where I'm doing it. So plus equals player stats dot gravity. So I'm setting it equal to whatever, right? If I'm jumping. Plus equals player stats dot gravity. Let me see. Let me just actually, this may make it a little easier to just be like debug.log I am falling, just to verify like the bug I'm seeing is actually, this is what's causing it. I am not falling. Okay, let's go back into Unity, hit play. Let me use my gaming keyboard. And then let's go to the console. I am not falling. I am not falling. Okay, like, what? So it's like when I start using, when I add some debug logs. Oh, yeah, there it went. There it is. What is it? I am falling. So it doesn't think it actually is working as expected. It doesn't really make too much sense. Let's see. I think it is, right? Because it said I was falling when I was falling, and it said I am not falling. So let's look at the floating. Is trying to float, and when are we doing that? Is falling. Is there anything in this file that is causing that? No? Let me just confirm that real quick. Let's see. I'm not falling. I am falling. That's very odd. I wonder if it's like the gravity is not changing back in time. Oh, I know what it is. I think I know what it is. So here I'm checking if is falling, then handle float. So let's not do that in here. Right? So I'll move this up. Handle float here. I'll say if is trying to float, so I'll say is falling, and there. Okay, that should fix the issue. Right? There we go. I think that's it. That's weird. Updraft, updraft, float down. We pretty much have Jett. We just need like animations for the updraft and the particle effects, and then we need to fix the smoke particle. We pretty much have Jett though, honestly. Look at that. I did see a red. Oh no, it's just a warning message. Never mind. Yeah, so I'm not floating on my way up anymore. That's good. That's good. Let me clean up this floating code. Actually, let me get rid of these logs first. Then commit the code so we don't make too many changes and then get to a position where we can't reset. So I'm gonna get rid of those logs, commit it, fix floating bug. Okay. And then let me collapse these guys. Collapse. So we have floating. We don't have our ult, but we don't really need that right now because we pretty much have all of our mechanics. I think it's her ult is fairly simple. It's really more animation than that's where the challenge is, not programming. I think the smoking was or the throwing the smokes was probably the most daunting, but it turned out not to be too. It's actually really fairly simple. The dashing was fairly simple as well. And the updraft was also fairly simple. It all came down to just changing some numbers, making them larger. Here in floating, this was extremely simple, but took a long time because we ran into that one bug that we just fixed. And it was good that I added those logs in there to confirm, because I completely thought this was the problem. So instead, I'm gonna say in Jett stats, instead of just setting it to this -5, I'll say make a new area called floating. And I'll say system.non-serialized public float. And I'll say floating gravity. And I'll say set it to -5 point. What was I setting it to? -5.1 or something. 5.0 F. Okay, and then here I was actually setting this gravity variable. So what I'm gonna do is create a new one that's actually a const float. I'll just also do the system dot. I don't know if Unity shows const on the editor, but default gravity equals -21F, and then I'll just assign this gravity to default gravity. Okay. So we have this floating gravity. Jett animation controller, Jett controller, and then let's set this instead. Wait, am I Jett stats -5? Okay, so here we say Jett stats dot floating gravity. Then we say player stats dot d dot what did I name it? Default gravity? Can I not have what is it complaining about? Cannot be accessed with an instance. Qualify it with a type name instead. Okay. I guess I can't do this. Okay. Weird C# things. So let's make sure we didn't break anything. What is this compiler error? Field initializer cannot reference a non-static field method or property. And we're saying default gravity. Let me honestly. Okay. Do static fields show up in the editor? Let's see. Jett stats. No, they don't. So we don't need to do that system.non-serialized stuff. So we have this, and instead, let's say Jett stats. And then I guess we can start a convention. Shouldn't this be default? What? Oh, not Jett stats. This is fine. I'll say player stats. We can start a convention where static fields gravity where's player stats? Player default gravity. Start a convention where static variables are uppercase. Okay. So we have that, and let's see. Have that. And then let's also, because this isn't something that really changes. I guess we can say We can also make this a static, right? Honestly, I don't see why we wouldn't make all of these statics. -5. But I guess I'm not... I don't know. Floating gravity. Okay. So we have that. Let's make sure we didn't break anything. That was weird, right? Was I was shooting. It stopped me from shooting. Okay, that's fine, right? Okay. Alright. Then let's commit this. Okay, let's commit this and then let's go back. Commit. What did I just do? Clean up some float code. Okay. So I guess the next thing we can work on is we can either work on getting the particles for... Yeah, why don't we do that? Why don't we try to get some particles going for the updraft? Another thing that we need to do is fix this collision right here. And then lastly, we need to make the smoke effect, but I need to... That'll probably take, like... I imagine that'll take a lot longer, like a couple hours, because I know nothing about Unity shaders. So, we'll see. Okay. But I think we can just accomplish that wind effect that happens when Jett uses updraft with just the particle renderer system. So let's launch Valorant. Okay, we are now in Valorant. And now let's go into the custom match. And select Jett. And so it's like trailing of her arms or something, right? So it's like a little squiggly. Okay. What about the smoke? All right, let's make the float particles. I feel like if we get animations for this dude, right? I'm thinking we wouldn't even need to create a specific particle. We could get a more accurate thing by adding like trail renderers or whatever to the thing. But we can try this floating effect. So what does it look like? So let's take a video real quick. Start recording. Okay. So if I come, and now I'm floating. Now I'm floating. Okay. Alright. So now we have some footage. Stop recording. Now let's exit game. Hit play. Okay, so we have these, right? And I'm thinking we can really just use the forward dash, change some parameters. So let's duplicate it. Let's rename this. Then let's duplicate it, move it out of the dash particles container. And we can delete this guy and rename this to floating particles. Floating particles. And let's change this to looping, right? So if I play it, that's what it looks like. Honestly, this is probably really easy to do. Okay, let's go back to handle float, and then in our Jett controller we need a reference to the particle system. So serialize field particle system, and then we can say float particles equals default. And then here, if we are floating, then we can say Jett animation, or not Jett animation controller. What do we say? Well, what did I call it? Floating particles. Floating particles dot play. If we are not doing it, let's just make a check. If floating particles dot is playing, then we can say floating particles dot stop. Okay. And then so it should not be playing, but it is because we have not added it to the Jett controller. So we have an empty reference, floating particles. Hit play. Now it should not be playing. And so now we have it playing when I'm floating, but why does it look like that? Let's see. Where is it relative to our face? So it should be. What? I don't even see it. What is going on? Okay, let's see. Let's do this again. Let's see. Play. Floating particles play. Play, pause, play, pause, play, pause. Stop. Play. Stop. Play. Stop. So what am I doing for the dashing? Am I just playing it? Play dash. I'm saying play. What if I just paused it, maybe? Would that, if it's playing pause, is trying to float, pause. Hopefully, I don't understand why. So it's something with stop is causing it to be all weird. Pausing definitely works. So dot, is there other things? Dot clear, what is clear? Remove all particles in the particle system. I don't think we won't necessarily want to do that. Let's see. Could it be that if floating particles is stopped? I mean, okay, let's see this. Stop. So what does this do? Okay, that works. That works. Okay, so let's reduce the. I mean, let's actually move it closer to our face, right? And then let's also. We'll fly away, away, away. Yeah, we'll. And I think the particles are actually. It should be part of the main camera, I think. So Jett on, Jett. No, not that. Forward dash particles. Let me go back. Let's apply our changes. Apply all. Put floating particles as a child of the camera, so that when our camera moves, or it looks like this wind is going past our face. And then let's change the duration. Let's change the start speed to 20 maybe. And then what does that look like? I think it's moving too fast too. It looks really weird. So what was it? Emission. So I'll change this to 20. And I think it's emitting too many. So if I said duration, just change this to 1. No, that doesn't do it. Let's see, shape. Isn't there rate over time, auto render? There's like an amount of max particles in time. What if I just move it closer to my face? I think. Is it still being weird? Oops. Floating particles. Move it even closer. And how close do I have to move this thing? Move really close. What? Is it even changing? Oh, because I'm changing it in the prefab. My bad. So this thing should be not changing like that. And then instead, can we go like this? And can we change? So if we come here and then we have emission 20, if I change this to 10, and then can I say start lifetime maybe 2, and then on the trails or render, is there a way for me to change the color, or like not the color, the alpha? Size effects lifetime. I still think it's emitting too fast. Let me change this. That's way too slow. Main cameras. Okay. I also think the shape should not be a rectangle. It should be a circle. Right? And the particles are emitting. So let me move it away from my face a little. No, I think rectangle is actually fine. Because it's coming back. Yeah, that looks fine. I think we just need to make the... Can I make the scale a little bigger? And then I wish there was a way to... Let's do 5. I really don't like how there's some that are just coming through. Right, so... Let's see. Looping, start delay, no, it's fine. Start size. Can we say 3? Yeah, maybe if we just blow these up, it'll look more. What about if I just do 20? That looks like puffs. So there's start size. How can I say start color? There we go. And then I'll change the alpha. There we go. Okay. And then can I change the start size back up to something bigger? And then what if I just change the alpha to something lower still? There we go. I think that's what we want. Maybe actually make it a little smaller. Like this. Okay. What does this feel like? No, I can't even see them. I can't even see them. Let's change. Let's increase the alpha. Okay, let's see what this feels like. Still looks really weird, I think. So let me move it further away from the face. Maybe that's our problem. And maybe it's maybe not make the rectangle. Let's see. That looks really weird because it's going so slow. So maybe actually still move it close. It still just looks so weird. I think it's because the speed, maybe? Let's see. 0. What if I just change this to 15? Start lifetime. Okay, and then what if I actually change the size a little? Sure, I think they're too fat. Maybe even 1, back to 1. Honestly, that's not terrible. Like, that's fine. Okay, so I think short stream today, but I'm gonna call it floating particles, basic quantum values. Let's hit save. let's hit play. Let's go over what we did today. So one of our viewers, Vorcryptex, sent us some more animations. Very generous of him and they look amazing. So he first sent us the directions for our desk. So right, backward, left, and then yesterday he did our forward animation. He also sent animations for throwing the smoke. So if I throw the smoke, it's, and we had this working, or the smoke mechanic working a couple episode or videos ago, or live streams ago, but he just created the hand out and then hand back in, and it looks amazing, right? Like, it looks so good. And then we fixed an issue with our floating. So if you jump off, we now have floating, and we have this janky particle that I made just now. We also, what else did we do today? Yeah, so I think that's it, right? We made the particle for floating. We fixed an issue where sometimes you were floating while you were jumping, or your gravity wasn't being reset. So yeah, that's what we did today. Thank you for watching, guys. I'm gonna end it soon, or short. End it. We're around 1 hour stream, but we accomplished a lot of things today. So thank you for watching. Peace out.